Hey, Ray.
Hey, Jim.
How are you this evening?
Can you hear me? Oh, okay, good. I sent you a Slack message because I just like to take a few minutes because I know we've met a little bit, but I just wanted a little bit of one-on-one time just to tell you a little bit about what markets I'm looking at, what I'm doing, because I know it's theoretically out there that you be willing to sponsor or KP people, but I really want to not make assumptions and just get you a little bit, just a few minutes, just to tell you who I'm working with.
Did you find a time on my calendar or?
Well, my message says I don't have your calendar lead.
Oh, okay.
So I don't even know your calendar lead because I would have done it.
Okay. Let me go here.
And I didn't have your number, and I know email is tough for you, so I figured Slack, and I was gonna see it tonight.
I honestly, I'll be Ray. Right now I'm falling behind on just about everything. I am having a hard time keeping up.
Well, here's the truth. This organization is a monster, and at some point you might have to put a cap on membership until we can manage and everything. But that's me. Okay, there it is. So
that is all my contact info. The calendar's in there, but every other form of getting in touch with me is in there also. So.
Okay. So I'll just, in fact, let me see if you have a little bit of time tomorrow. Uh, 2:30. So that's actually
that's your time. 2:30 your time.
I don't know.
What
Eastern?
What time zone are you
yeah.
in?
It says Eastern. Okay. Yeah, it says Eastern. So it would be 1:30, I guess. Yours.
1:30 my time.
Yeah, that's what I guess. Because on mine it says Eastern. So I might as well book it because it looks like it's your only one.
Well, I do have a. It would be. Let's see. That's 2:30. That's 3:30 your time.
Well, that unfortunately my kid has a baseball game that day. But I see on Monday you have time. I'm off on Monday too, so I'll just go with that.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I just want to let's see. Text message to my number. Yeah.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
how's the weather today?
It's hot.
Same as every day?
Yep, so far.
That was when we lived in Florida. It was like everyone here in the Midwest would always call, what's the weather? It's 84 again.
Oh, I just remembered. I can't do that time.
Yeah.
How do I cancel a meeting?
You put it in for Monday?
Yeah, I got it. Maybe if I go backwards.
Hold on, I might be able to cancel it from here. What time did you set it for?
Eastern time, 12:30. So it's 11:30 for you.
Okay, it's not showing up on my end.
So
just try going backwards, see if it'll let you.
Yeah, okay.
Until you confirm it. Did you hit confirm already?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, maybe if I check the email and don't confirm it.
Or in the email, it should give you the option too of changing it, canceling it or rescheduling.
What's up, man?
Hey, Jim.
How you doing tonight?
Peachy Keen.
Right. Just found out today that broker didn't get back to us because it's under contract.
Oh,
The Renaissance, the Augusta, Georgia. So
the one that was empty.
yes, so it was found out today. It went under contract. Well, it was listed as under contract late this afternoon. So, all right.
Interesting. So,
So,
did he give you any information about?
No, not yet. We all reached out to him again, so hopefully he'll get back. But he sent us another one in Augusta, so we put together a good little team there. So maybe that's something to build off of. So a little disappointing, but what are you going to do?
That's the way the cookie crumbles. Just
Sure.
That'll happen over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
I think this week alone, we've already been knocked out of like 4 deals
Yeah.
that we thought we were right there.
Hey guys.
Hey, Ray, Kevin, how are you guys?
Very good.
See, who's supposed to present tonight? Michael Lax.
Oh yeah, Michael X. That's right.
Hold on here. Let's see here. Wonder if he, the Seattle Honolulu Metro.
I didn't know they put those two places in the same MSA.
Me either.
So Jim, when are we doing a GOB meetup, face-to-face meetup? We'll come out to Chicago.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Dying to have a drink with you guys.
Well, anybody that comes through Chicago, let me know, and we'll definitely meet up and have drinks.
Sounds good. Hey Ray, how much longer last night were you guys still on the call? I left about 9:30ish.
I don't know, because I stayed up late because I had to underwrite 3 deals, and I'm slow, and I'm gonna guess it was at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Last night was I thought a good one, because we talked about a lot of good things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which call was that, guys? Was that Pat's call?
No, this is non-GOB.
David.
Oh, David's.
Yeah, strategic partnering.
Yeah, I thought he did that on Monday nights.
He's got a Monday workshop, goal setting workshop, and Wednesday night is a Q&A.
Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah, and then his workshops are Monday during the day.
Uh-oh, speak of the devil.
You talking about me?
Making himself a little cocktail there. The new scotch.
Hold on, I missed that. What are we drinking?
Nice, Glenlivet. Little single malt.
Somebody had a good birthday.
There you go.
It's out of my league.
What's that one? I can't see it. Oban?
On.
Yep, another good one.
Ooh.
So, Jim,
Yes, sir.
it looks like Ozark might be revived. The 32 unit in Ozark,
Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah, I did not know that it was dead. I thought it was just idle.
It sure the hell went quiet.
Yeah, it did. But I know Clayton had been pursuing things a little while and then just kind of seemed to
Disappeared.
Huh?
Yeah,
disappeared.
Yeah. So it's revived, different person, different group
On the platform or off the platform?
on the platform.
Good deal.
On the platform and part of my group.
Excellent.
Who's supposed to be presenting tonight?
Michael Lax. And something for, where did it go? Seattle/Honolulu Metro.
Yeah.
Well, this is interesting. Next week, Ashray Gupta has Des Moines, St. Paul. Do they think they're going to be able to get 2 underwritings into 1 hour? Hell, we seldom get one of them in 1 hour.
Or is he going to keep the streak going of presenters not showing up?
Yeah, well, that seems to be a new, what do they call that? Modus operandi. I hope Daryl shows up because I wanted to ask him. I completely forgot if last week's guest ever reached back out to him.
Hey, Dave, I was telling the gang that that Augusta deal that we spoke about, reason why the broker never got back to us is because he was under contract with somebody.
Imagine that.
So it's currently under contract. I posted it into the dead deal bin.
Yeah.
So keep track of it. And then that Ocala property that Bob and I were looking at, that 99 unit is under contract as well. So I posted that in there as well.
Did you guys see the 100 and I think it was 28 or 134 units that popped up in Rockingham, North Carolina today? Boutique broker.
Did not see that one.
Neither did I.
It doesn't look like it's going to be that good of an opportunity. It's a call for offers, but it's a call for offers from a boutique guy. So I don't know how strong the call for offers will be. And it's the only market rent property in the entire city of Rockingham. And is the only 100 plus unit property in the entire city of Rockingham. And it's got some Section 8 affordable in it. So it's interesting. I haven't had an opportunity to dig through it yet, but I've dug in ever so slightly. I'll try and get it up in the North Carolina bin possibly before tonight. But it is North Carolina. And if you know Rockingham, it is southeast of Charlotte, in between the town right along there's a bunch of towns that go right along the North Carolina, South Carolina border. The first one coming out of Charlotte is Monroe. Gee, I wonder why I remember that name. And then as you go towards the coast, towards the east and along the state line, you've got Rockingham is the next. I don't want to say big town because it's not that big, although for years they had a NASCAR track there until they closed it down. And then on down to Wilmington. So right along that South Carolina border. So that's where it is if you can't picture where Rockingham is.
Let's say, Jeff.
Hey.
Does anyone know Michael Lax?
No, I met him once on a call. I'll see if I can slack him.
Yeah, I talked with him a few days ago.
And did he mention anything about tonight's call?
No, I didn't hear him talk about that. Let me see if I can reach him. I might have his contact on the email.
I'm sending him a Slack message right now.
Oh, good deal. That's what I was just getting ready to check. Hey, David, did Rachel reach back out to you at all?
No, sir.
She had told me last week that her and Michael Lemire were having a hard time getting any information from the broker.
Yeah, we had that conversation. Was it last night or night before last?
Yeah.
Did they all come together now? I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it was yesterday. Yeah, we had that conversation yesterday.
And so I thought, well, if they can't get what they need from him, maybe, I could broker to broker and we could just use a different name, a different buyer, and see if we could get information. But as it turns out, this is all, it seems to me to be information that I had told her a couple of weeks ago to reach out to HUD.
Yeah.
It seems to me that this is information she just, I think just thought that it'd be easier and that the broker should have it instead of, but I don't know, personally, I'd much rather hear it from the horse's mouth.
Right. Yeah. And that's what we talked about yesterday was having her just call the housing authority for North Carolina.
I was surprised that she hadn't, to be honest with you. I just took it because I had told her that, a couple of weeks ago, you need to call the local authorities and, get the information from them. And so when she was on the after party saying that she still couldn't get the information, I thought, okay, all right. I just, I made that assumption that she had already done that. So that was, but you gave her a lot more information and reiterated a lot of stuff. So hopefully, and then after that, I even went so far as to Google a couple of the places and get the contact information and send them to her. So if she doesn't act on that, not much else we can do.
No, you can only do so much. If there's one thing I've learned in life, we can't control what other people do.
As
You
much
can,
as
you
we
can
would
lead the
like-
horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. You guys want to pull up this Rockingham property if we ain't got nobody
Sure.
else playing around here?
Well, might as well do something worthwhile
Right?
here.
Brand new off the presses. Let's see if I can find it here. Can I share a screen? I can. So let me get out of my email so we don't see that stupid stuff, right? Let's see. I got to figure out where the heck it is first. I got a whole bunch of stuff up here. Let me get rid of some stuff. So that's good. We'll do that. Where's that? Don't need that up or that or that or that. Just getting rid of some pages here. Clear. I just closed CoStar. I didn't want to close CoStar. That was the one I didn't want to close. All right. So let's share screen. Let's see. Trying to think of where I put it now. No, I didn't put it there. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Doesn't do any good to be organized if you don't remember where you put things.
You sound like a little bit like my middle son. He loves to hide things, but then he's the one that can never remember where he hid them.
Right?
I found he didn't drive his car for almost 2 years, David, through high school.
Yeah.
And when he moved out to go to college, we were cleaning out his bedroom and we found the car keys
Ah,
where he had hid them from himself.
there it is. Right where it was supposed to be. All right. So let's pull up the OM first and we'll get a good laugh at the OM because you know me and OMs. We get along really well. So Ridgewood Capital Advisors, 152 units. Is this the right deal? Yeah, Rockingham. I lied to you. It's 152 units. Eric Johnson is the broker for Ridgewood. So it says it's 152 unit community in Rockingham, built in 77, 61, 76, 2, 16 threes, a clubhouse, leasing office, pool, and laundry. And I noticed in some of the pictures that also has, at least some of the units have washer and dryer connections. So the current owner purchased last year with the intention of holding the property a long time. You guys believe that?
Never.
I don't. Just saying. Lives in Connecticut. Hey, there you go, Ray. Self-manages from Connecticut. That's brilliant. So he relies heavily on his on-site team to run the entire management operation. And then last month, his property manager let him know that she's leaving him to go to Fayetteville. So rather than begin the search for new management, he has decided to sell the property earlier than expected.
You bet there's some heavy COVID.
Oh, in this market? Oh, yeah, sure. There's no T12, if that'll tell you anything.
Bought it last year and is going to say the manager's the problem. And
So after taking over the property, the management team determined they needed to remove about 30% of the tenants. Fortunately, this short-term vacancy has allowed them to accelerate their property improvement plan. So apparently it went 30% vacant when they took it. They have an overwhelming demand for tenants waiting to move in. Do you believe that? I got oceanfront property in Arizona if you do. Into the upgraded units and at new asking rents of $565 for the ones, $656 for the twos, and $765 for the threes. These rents include a $15.50 charge for trash. They were initially upgrading and turning units at a slow pace based on availability of maintenance staff, but with the new plan to sell the property, they've hired an army of contractors to churn and upgrade the remaining vacant units to complete the renovation plan for the property. Their goal is to have every current vacant unit turned upgraded by the end of June, with new tenants in place at the new asking rents. So they didn't do anything for a year, and now all of a sudden in 2 months, they're going to complete an entire renovation plan. Yep, I believe that one. They are renewing current tenants with a $150 increase above their current rent. They are renewing current tenants at a $150 increase above their current rent. Sure they are. The rent roll in the due diligence documents contains a column titled June 2021 rent roll. I've never seen a pro forma rent roll. Have any of you ever seen a pro forma rent roll? That is a good one. We need to start doing that, Jim. Let's start doing pro forma rent rolls.
We'll just list everybody on the GOB lives there.
Right? That needs to be part of the policies and procedures, that you can't come into GOB unless you do pro forma rent rolls.
Yeah.
That column reflects where they expect to have the rent at the end of June, with all the current vacant units turned and rented. At that point, they will have at least 57 of the 152 units upgraded. There is an opportunity for the next owner to continue the renovation process. God, this sounds familiar. But his plan was to hold it long term. Upgrade the remaining 95 units at the property and bring all the units up to current market rents of, again, now it's $623. Up here, it was $565, $708, and $957. So bring them up to these rents, but we're only getting these rents. Wow, that was a great plan. See the column on the rent roll titled Market Rent 2022, because I can predict the future and tell you what rents are going to be in 2022. Completing this process will bring the monthly rent roll to $89,748. June 2021, which is 2 months from now, to $106,576. This is comical. Please see the attached document in the due diligence titled Return Model, which walks through how the property is projected to perform at the end of June to how it's projected to perform market rents in 2022. There is no formal T12 available since the property has essentially been destabilized construction renovation zone since they took over last year. That has got to be one of the best summaries I've ever read on an OM.
We're going to give you absolutely not one stinking thing that's real. We're going to make up a bunch of stuff.
We're not even going to provide you with the current T12.
And there's nothing to compare it to. You know, you said the market is so small.
Yep.
Yeah. So it would be hard to even.
Right. So by the end of June, here we go with June again, the current owner will have completed the following improvements: new roofs, all replaced in the last 2 years, over 800 trees removed.
Well, that's usually not a good.
I wonder how the government feels about that one.
Yeah.
Building exteriors renovated, new paint and repair, community clubhouse renovated, laundry room renovated, leasing office renovated, and 57 plus interior units upgraded. Total capital expenditures of $1 million.
I bet you he didn't spend.
Bet he didn't spend a dime of it. Oh, we never really got to those renovations when you come into LOI and you know, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, $100,000 a unit. Assuming the property is collecting at 95% of the June 2021 rent roll. Here we go again with June. The annual NOI is projected to be $448,216 at 95% of the rent roll at market rents. Market rents. Who's creating these market rents, since it's the only market rent property in the market? The property is projected to have an annual NOI of $685. This is just getting better and better. The 2020 tax bill was $45.33. The next reevaluation is in 2024. There is no point of sale reevaluation. Of course not. Why would you do that? Current policy is insurance policy is $478.96. Woo! I need to hire this broker to work for me. Tenants pay all their own utilities. There are 67 units with washer dryer hookups, and the remainder of the community uses the on-site laundry room, which are on contract with CSC. The owner has not set a price on the property. He plans to move forward with best offer and terms he receives. He is reviewing offer immediately. Of course he is.
And it said no T12, but did it
No
say
T12.
no rent roll either?
There is a rent roll. Wait, but before you see the rent roll, you got to see this thing. This is comical. Let's see, where is it? I think it's that one. Yeah. Here, the broker created this now, but you got to see this. This is funny. So there's your projected monthly rent roll for June 2021 and June 2022. That's your pro forma, folks.
Oh, it's a pro forma, so we didn't get a real rent roll.
Oh, no, we have a real rent roll. I'll pull it up in a second. I just wanted to show you this because
Okay.
if you guys want a really good laugh, take a look.
450.
Take a look at what I got here.
Dude.
All right, so let's pull up the real rent roll. And this is an April 2021 rent roll. So we got current asking rents, current rents. So we got a pre-lease here, but did not put in what the amount is, just the asking rent, not the current rent. Lease from June or sooner to be upgraded by June 2021. Okay. So you got all these 565. Wait. So yeah, you got 565. This one's being rented at 165. It's an employee unit. 540. You got two at 565, 515, 390, 390, 390, 420. Yeah, all these vacants. Yeah, this is a great rent roll. So if we come down, we get a total of 58,721 in place rents.
And we don't have any idea how many of them are up to date, how many of them are behind, how far behind.
Well, let's see what we have. Notes, market, June 20. Yep, nothing on collections. Of course not. Why would you? So you got to create our own model here. Well, I can do real quick back of the napkin. You guys ready for my back of the napkin? Watch this. Okay, so tenants pay all the utilities. We know that, so that's good. We know there's a lot of deferred maintenance. They've already said it. Okay, so we got in-place rents of 58,721 times 12 equals. So we got we have a gross operating income because this is taking into consideration at least vacancy, not necessarily credit loss, because we don't have who's paid and who hasn't. So we'll just assume then, you know what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. How about that? And I'm going to give them, let's say 9% vacancy in the market. That's fair, right? What the heck? Oh, wait, hold on. Hold the phone. I need to go 0.92. There we go. So now we're sitting at 648,279. Now I'm definitely going with a 50% operating expense ratio. I'd have gone 55 if they were paying the utilities, but they're not. So I'll go 50 because we have deferred maintenance. If they didn't have deferred maintenance, I may do 48, but 48 is pretty typical, 45 to 48 when you have on-site staff. But we got a management company here that doesn't know what the heck they're doing. They're managing themselves from Connecticut with employees that who knows what else. Anyway, that gives us an NOI of 324,139. Okay, this is Rockingham, North Carolina. It is a very, 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 very tertiary market. I don't even think CoStar has them listed in their database. So if we were just to take their in place, well, we were assuming some kind of NOI and divide that. Let's be generous and say a 6% cap rate. You got 5,402,000. Divide that by 152 units, and you're looking at 35. That's about right. That's about what I'd pay for that property, is about 35 a door. Now, market across the country, you probably should pay 50 a door for this. It's only worth 35 a door with in-place rents, but we've got a hot market. We got people buying stuff up left and right. So you want to be a little competitive. I'd probably go 50 to 55 if I thought we could get the property renovated and leased up with at least some rent bumps. I wouldn't go anywhere near their rents, anywhere near. And I may even try to get some type of tax credit from the county and just churn it into a low income property. The rest of them are. Why this one isn't, I don't know. And it's the largest property. People that live in Rockingham work in Monroe or Charlotte. There's not much in Rockingham. You got the racetrack, but the racetrack's pretty dead. I don't know if they've closed it or not. I think they still have some races. But there's not much going on in Rockingham. So you think we can be competitive? No, nobody wants to chime in.
Yeah, I personally don't, off of what I'm seeing, I would not be competitive.
I know. No.
I would,
No way.
I'd
As
make
a matter of
an offer
fact,
to
this
take
would
off
be
his hands.
this would
I'd look and see
35
what
a
he-
door would be my offer. I wouldn't go any higher than that.
The only way I might go higher than that, David, is if I looked and seen what he paid for the property.
I can tell you what he paid for the property. It's in CoStar. CoStar has that. Oh, that's their address. Where's the property address? There it is. I got to log in. Y'all have to take a second here. Takes me a minute to log in.
Yeah, 9,500 people, under 4,000 households.
Oh yeah, it's a tiny market.
2010 numbers.
Yep, very tiny market. Rockingham is itty bitty.
Median household income last census was 26,574.
So with this little bit of information, would even a bridge loan, wouldn't they need more to finance you?
Nah, bridge, if you've got a good story to tell and you've got a great plan in place, and you have rents or at least enough equity to cover the debt for the bridge period, whatever that is, 2-3 years, they'll typically lend to you. Bridge lenders want to lend. They don't really care much. If you're inexperienced, you're probably going to be recourse. If you've got good experience, it can be non-recourse. And depending on the lender, if you're willing to pay 10%, they'll go non-recourse. But if you want to pay 5%, you're going to be recourse. So if we look here and we go 100 units, whoo, just the one property. There are no other look at this. And I'm way out. There are no 100-unit properties within, I mean, what is this? 2 miles is only like right here. So within probably 40 miles, there's no 100-unit properties. This is a small market. So if I come in and I go 50 plus, I get a few more properties. I thought, yep, there they are. So I get 4. But they are all, if I go to my list, you will see they are all affordable except R1. And even it says rent subsidized. So, I mean, everything in this market, and these are, 50, 60, they're all affordable housing. Okay. You're not going to see much. So if we go to rents here, you can see you've got one property. Now, That one might be senior. We got to be careful of that. Hold on. Let me go to filters. Market segment. Let's get rid of corporate, military, and vacation, senior. Get rid of those. Yep, we lost the one with night. See, as soon as I saw that outlier, I knew that was going to be senior. We'll just leave rent type the way it is. Go back, and I bet that 91 cents a door. Oh, no, the 91 is still there. But it looks like this 71 cents a door asking total is a good deal. Where's built in 78. So somebody's improved a property here that is getting 91 cents. What are their unit mixes? If it's all one beds, that would explain it, or studios. So they're all 2s and 3s, and they're still getting, okay. So you have a comp that shows the market is willing to pay 91 cents a foot. And these are good size units at 90 cents a foot. Oh, that's kind of a small 3-bed. Well, it's kind of a small 2-bed too, but still at 90 cents a foot in this market. And this is affordable. Rent subsidized, affordable units. So they're getting, what they've done is they've reached out to HUD and they've asked HUD for rent increases, and HUD said, okay, no problem. So they've allowed it. So you got a good comp here that you can get a good value add in that case. So he may not be too far off with his market rents based on this one comp. One comp. But if we go back and we look at where you at? Come on, little doggy, come on.
And he bought it for 4 million. So
No, that was that 50 unit.
okay.
That wasn't our the Shannon property. If we look at it, this is the subject price. Not he bought it for $3,560,000, 23 a door, not even 6 months ago.
And we don't know how much he's actually spent on the property.
Correct.
We just know how much he says he's going to spend. Now, looking back at the rent roll, does it say any that have been completed?
Yes. Well, it says renovated. So if we go back to the rent rolls,
And we don't know what level of renovation or anything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 have been renovated, but their renovation, even at their renovation, they said here they can get for the 2-bedroom, or this is a 3-2. They said they can get 765, but they only got 740. Here they got the 765. Where's the next one? That's a 2-2. What do you say for the 2-2 on the OM? I think it was 656 or something. Well, that's right here, 665. So they got the 665 on that one, on both of those. So they got what they said they could get. They got what they said they can get. They got what they said they can get. But they're telling you can get even more for market. So what are our square foot? So we got 1,020 square feet. So let's pull up the old handy dandy calculator. Let's clear it. 0.90 times 1,020 equals 918. So that one property, but you'd have to renovate it to the same renovations that this one has. And now you're competing. If you guys have ever heard me talk, in a very tiny market like this, you want to be the best in the market or don't go. So you're going to have to pay enough in renovations. And there's some pictures on this OM.
That's what I was trying to find pictures online to see if we could figure out about how much he's spending.
So here's the outside, ugly as can be.
What's the name of this place, David?
It's Pinecrest Village.
I'm sorry?
Pinecrest Village.
I don't even see.
So that is definitely a dated unit. And if that is a renovated unit, they are sadly mistaken. Because they got the colored walls and they've got the vinyl plank flooring, but they didn't do a damn thing to the kitchen but clean it. At least they put some other countertop. Why? But the plain old vanilla Lowe's Home Depot cabinets, at least here they've got some espresso, but espresso's gone out the window. And if you have espresso, you damn sure better have lighter countertops than this to contrast it. And you better put in black appliances or at least stainless, something with these espresso cabinets.
Is that lighting or is that different color cabinets there?
They're different color cabinets.
Well, I'm saying in that one from.
Oh, no, that's lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although you may have a point, James. They may be different color. Yeah, they might be different color.
That's funny.
That's not before?
I'm not seeing any before. There's the washer and dryer connections. No, I think those are renovated. I mean, what a beautiful fence. Look at that tennis court. Do the tractors come with it?
That'll increase the value.
Renovated clubhouse. Well, they got the clubhouse done. The clubhouse is decent. Of course, basic stuff over here. I mean, even the clubhouse is little to be desired. Very cluttered maintenance office, leasing office. 80s mirrors. I can't say much. I got a mirror like this in my house, but it makes that room look bigger. That's it. That's all you get. Not a single bit of financial information. Just some pictures and what they think is a great story. So if we go back to CoStar, I like CoStar. Where's CoStar? Where'd you go, CoStar? Let's go back to CoStar and let's go back to results and let's change up our unit mix here a little bit and let's go 25 minimum and see what we can pull. All right. So now let's bring this over and where'd it go? There it is. You got one property with market rents, it says anyway. There's another one, but that says rent subsidized. You got a couple of properties that are showing market rents. So market rents at 50 cents a foot, all 2 beds. Yeah, okay, that's a great one. There's your 91 cent a foot. We looked at that one, and that's an affordable. That one has no rents. We're getting $1.18 on this one. What's the year built on that? 85. That's interesting. Average. Oh, okay. That's why. They're all 52s and 53s. But look at the average size is 6. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all. Your average square foot, 675 feet, and they're all 2s and 3s. Something wrong with that picture. Let's dig in. Your 2 bedrooms are 650. That's the smallest damn 2-bedroom I've ever seen. And even smaller 3-bedroom at 700. Your average 2-bedroom is 740 to 840 square feet, built in the 70s. This is built in 85, and you're telling me it's that small? Oh, and you got these itty bitty units here too. I bet this was an old motel converted. Anybody want to bet? Yeah, can't tell. Not enough pictures there, but that's an outlier. I wouldn't rely on it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to delete it because it doesn't make any sense. Oh, manufactured housing. We're definitely deleting that one. So let's go back to here. Where'd we go? $1.17. There you are. Let's delete Quail Hollow. That's an outlier. Where's that 50 cent? I'm going to delete the 50 cent because that's an outlier. Delete one high, you delete one low. We got no rents here, so we're going to delete that one. We got no rents on these two, so we're going to delete them. And we got no rents on this bottom one, so we're going to delete it. And now we can look at our analytics and say, what is the market rent for this property? At least in all its current condition. So about $627 a unit average. Pretty low vacancy rate. That's interesting. That would be typical in a market like this. Almost 50 a door with a market cap of 7.7. So remember I said 50 to 55, I'd be comfortable. That's being a little true to the number there. But let's dig a little deeper and go into data. And this has 1s, 2s, and 3s. So we're not going to look at studios. We'll just look at the 1s, 2s, and 3s. If CoStar will allow me to do it. Did the other guy show up that was going to do the underwriting? Huh?
No.
Okay. So I can just keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, CoStar may not let me. Oh, you know what? CoStar may not have this data.
Too small.
Yeah, too small a market. Yep, CoStar don't have that data. Okay. Nothing we can do about that. Just too small of a market. So you're back to the summary, trying to rely the best you can. So now somebody must drive there and walk the market to really determine. Yeah, so Jefferson, you put this neighborhood scout up. That's all great and all, but I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm going here to site to do business. And let's see, this is Rockingham, North Carolina right here. So here is your data for Rockingham, North Carolina. You've got per capita for your one bedrooms at, right at 20,000. And you've got your household income at 31,511. At 31,511, you can actually put your rents up to $835, and the market can afford it based on 3 times annual income, which is what most property managers do. So what we can do here now is I can go to create a map. We like nice, pretty color-coded maps around here. And then I'll go to view all variables. And see, I go to the horse's mouth. I don't rely on these little stupid little third-party websites, but I have the ability to get into site to do business, which is the SRI data, which for you guys would be very expensive. I get it for free. So I'm special. I'm not like all the rest. There's crime. So let's look at the total crime index and see. So 100 is let's go to options here and put full transparency so we can get rid of that. Let's get rid of, let's get rid of that. Come on. I'm trying to do too much here. Really? There we go. All right. So we know our property is sitting somewhere over here. So we can look at this map and we can say, okay, the benchmark, which is the US average is 100. That's how you read this map. So when you look at that, anything in this kind of orange or red, the 170, 279, Neil Bawa will tell you is okay. Just depends on what your risk level is. Definitely stay out of the 280 to 377. I try to be the orange or yellow. So if I'm down here or if I'm over here, I'm probably okay. I get into these areas here, I'm probably in a fairly decent, this you're probably your low crimes, but these reds, these dark reds, yeah, we don't want to definitely be in there. And I think that
You know what,
property
David?
falls right around here somewhere. Yeah.
On a property that small, if you had one murder, it'd probably turn it red.
Oh, that's probably true. Yep. So where was this property on the map? So let's go back to the map. And where's 100 right there, Shannon Drive. So it is right in. So here's that's probably a little hill right here because it's a little hilly in this area. So this little green swath right there, let's go back to site to do business and look at, so there's Rockingham. So it follows right along that little hill right there. That property falls right in that dark red. That's interesting.
What was the property address?
Property address is 100 Shannon Drive, and I can pin that. So if I go back here and define area and find location, I can go 100 Shannon Drive, Rockingham, North Carolina, and there it points it right in that red zone. So there's your property. Boom.
Hey,
So-
just Dave, just out of curiosity, does it break down the levels of crime, or is just crime?
Oh,
in
you can
general?
break that down. So if I go, let's go back to create maps, color coded, hit back. So what do you want? What kind of crime you want?
I guess
There's murder. You want murder?
murder, yeah, the victim
All
more.
right, let's do murder.
I think that that's what it was. I think you had a guy kill his girlfriend.
So we're in the 250 to 308 range. So we're high for
Yeah,
murder.
for
Your
murders.
big bad area is up here, up near downtown.
Jeez.
Yep. Oh yeah, dude, site to do business, give you anything you want. What else you want to look at? What other
Great.
demographic data? I didn't hear you, James.
Like rape, I guess, next.
Oh,
next
rape?
down?
You want to see rape? All right. Rape. There we go. So still in that high 138 to 236.
Yeah.
So they like to kill people up here. They don't like to rape them.
Yeah, probably assault because there.
What was that, Jefferson?
I
didn't
know,
hear.
assault, personal assault, or
Oh, yeah, probably. Oh, do you want to see personal assault?
yep, or robbery or whatever.
You want robbery or assault?
Yeah, do the assault probably.
Ooh,
Whoa.
they like to beat each other up in this area.
Yeah.
Now let's look at theft. Let's go back. Now we're just having fun. Not so bad. Almost the median. So they don't like to steal stuff except up
Yeah.
here where they kill people.
No,
So that's house
Nobody's got-
invasions. That's what you got going on up here.
nobody's got nothing they want to take. Just beat 'em.
Drugs. Ray wants to know if we got drugs. There's motor vehicle theft, murder, personal crime, total crime. Actually, Ray, the U.S. Census has taken drugs away from you being able to search it. Yeah. As a matter of fact, if somebody's got a drug conviction, you cannot hold that against them, according to HUD, when renting to them, unless it was a trafficking or manufacturing. Then you don't have to rent to them. Anyway, that's site to do business. I love me some site to do business, guys. We can map stuff. I can get, you can go to the county assessor site, download the shape files for the zoning districts and upload it into site to do business and put all your zoning districts in here. It is This is one of the best mapping tools you've ever seen in your life. It is amazing what you can do to this platform, and you can create storybooks from it. All right. Well, I think it's pretty clear we won't be putting an offer in on this, but I thought it was a pretty cool exercise. What do you guys think? And look at that, on time. How about that?
Way to save the day, David.
Right?
Cool.
All right. Stop.
Other-
share.
Good stuff.
Just
That's fun stuff.
Anybody want to put an offer in?
I'll represent you. I ain't investing.
Here's a silly question. What are ways to get access to this information on our own without using you? I mean, obviously we can.
Okay, so
pay
look,
for
you
things.
guys want to know, we talk about CCIM all the time, right? CCIM is $650 a year to be a member. Might be $675 now, I don't remember. I pay it every year, who cares? I get free access to this site for being a CCIM member. Just being a member, not a designee, just a member. It's $1,400 a year if you want it without being a CCIM member. If that doesn't tell you the value of being a member, that doesn't even include. So if you guys have been to the Ward Center at ccim.com and seen all the educational resources, especially those that want to be developers, they have a whole development track at CCIM that will teach you from land banking to development, to acquisition, disposition, financing, underwriting mixed use, underwriting retail, just all these different resources for being a developer, including feasibility analysis. You get discounted prices for all those classes if you're a member, paying that $650. If you ever want to do any of the core courses, take the course I teach 102. It's $1,750 if you guys buy it non-member. If you're a member, it's only $1,450, so you save $300. That's half your membership already. Plus you get site to do business for free. So, I mean, you're already sitting at what, $1,700 in value right off the bat, even just taking one core course for $650. So anyway, I'm off my high horse for CCIM, but you all know how I feel about that. No reason to go there. Thank Ray for that. He opened the Pandora's box. Hey, Bobby.
What's going on? Sorry, guys. I was busy working.
Busy's good if you're making money.
Not yet. Soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate
schedule.
David stepping up to the bat.
thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
everybody.
David.
Yeah, thanks,
Hey,
David.
guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, David.
Bye.